I met this man on a photo walk in Jaipur. He was sitting outside a shop. He looked sad. I wasn't sure if I should approach him for a picture, but I did. I took a shot. Everything changed when I showed it to him. Moments like this are why I love street photography. Now picture the opposite. You are bored, mindlessly scrolling away, 2 hours gone. You can't remember a single thing you just saw. That's brain rot. And I believe street photography is the cure. Let me show you how.
Brain rot.
Brain rot.
Brain rot.
Brain rot.
Brain rot.
Hi, my name is Devesh. I've been doing street photography for over 2 decades. And over those 20 years, I've come to believe this practice is the exact opposite of everything the brain rot economy stands for. Here's the thing about walking a city for 2 hours with a camera. When you are creating something, especially in an environment as unpredictable as a street, you are completely dialed in. You have to be. The scene changes every few seconds and the light is constantly shifting. There's always something happening there. You cannot be half there, you really have to be present. When it comes to street photography, there are so many styles. But one thing you can't skip is observing. Yogi Berra's quote come to mind. You can observe a lot just by watching. Now compare that to absent-mindedly scrolling, brain-rotting content on your phone. It is so passive. There's nothing really to see there. And you don't really need much to do this. You can even do it with a phone. What you actually need is way simpler. Curiosity, kindness, and the willingness to say hello to a stranger. It starts there. You say hello, you ask permission to photograph. Sometimes they say no, and that's totally fine, but there are always people who'll say yes. Now you get to work. You take a few shots and then you flip the camera around so they can see themselves. There are so many people who have no idea how they look through a viewfinder. You never know what reaction you'll get. Sometimes you get laughs, sometimes surprise, sometimes funny comments, but above all, a sense of camaraderie, of friendship. You just created something together with a stranger. And then it hits you. 30 seconds ago, you were a stranger with a camera. Now the two of you are a team. The brain rot economy makes you lonely, anxious, isolated in a room with a screen. Street photography is doing the exact opposite. You just met this person and now you are a team. I generally do these walks alone, but an opportunity to walk with a friend, just one good friend, that can be special. I don't recommend doing it in groups, but with one friend of yours, absolutely yes. It's a bit like golf, except there's no golf cart. So you take a shot, then you walk together. And at the end of the walk, you share pictures, share what you saw today, and share all the stories you heard today. The friends I've done street photography with, those walks have always been special. Here's another thing this practice gives you that brain rot economy never will. In street photography or any form of photography, there is always something to learn. Scrolling teaches you nothing. You can scroll 5-second videos for 10 hours straight and walk away with nothing. But street photography is bottomless. After 20 years, I'm still figuring it out. Still learning how to approach someone without making it weird. There is so much to learn. Believe it or not, even after all these years, I feel like a beginner at street photography. Sometimes people ask me, don't you get bored of the same streets? Here's something I've learned in 20 years. There's no such thing as the same street. Even if you turn around and walk the same street again, it's a completely new street. Take a break, come back 10 minutes later, completely new street. Every single time. Because the light shifts, a shop opens, someone steps out, or a conversation starts in a doorway that wasn't there before. You can only see this by being out there, not by watching videos, including this one. Now do yourself a favor. Put the phone down and go shoot some streets. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.